morning, everyone. Welcome to Yogalates. My name is Amanda. Today we'll be using a block. If you have it, you can also use a pillow, maybe a sturdy book or another sturdy object. And we'll also be using a set of light weights if you would like them. I'm using just 1 pound dumbbells, so feel free to go a little bit heavier if you would like, or you can do just your body weight. Of course, ankle weights the entire duration of the class are always an option. Let's go ahead and start in a child's pose, bringing your knees wide, sinking your hips down towards your heels. If you're tracking your workout, feel free to go ahead and set that now. Really stretching your fingertips out long past the crown of your head, maybe setting your forehead or your chin on the floor or a block. Focusing on your breaths here. Strong inhales, filling your belly all the way up to the top. Hold it for 2, and then release out, big exhale. One more time here, breathing in and out through your mouth. Strong inhales all the way to the top. Hold it for 2, and then strong exhale, releasing everything out of your body. Next, we're going to do the same thing, inhaling through your nose. Hold it for 2. Strong exhale through your nose, focusing on your breath, really stretching your fingertips long simultaneously, pressing your hips back. One more time, nice strong inhale, strong exhale. And then go ahead and release everything out. Tempt your fingers, lifting the palms up, stretching your shoulders, your forearms. Getting your arms nice and straight, pressing the fingertips into the floor. Release it back down. Your option to bend the elbows, bringing your palms to touch, bringing your thumbs to the nape of your neck. Nice tricep stretch here. Go ahead and extend your arms back out in front. Go ahead and find a tabletop position with your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Doing a few cat-cows here with your breath. Tuck your toes, bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, hammock your belly down. Releasing your feet, scoop and arch, bringing your gaze towards your navel or your thighs. Coming back through to cow, tucking your toes, gazing up towards the ceiling, really pressing your hips up. Releasing your toes, scoop and arch. One more time through, tuck your toes, bring your gaze up towards the ceiling. Scoop and arch, relaxing your toes on the floor, rounding your spine, up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and come back to a neutral spine. We bump your hips from side to side for a nice stretch. From here, go ahead and walk your hands back towards your knees, coming to a kneeling position. From here, we're going to reach our arms high up overhead, and then cactus the arms. You draw your gaze up towards the ceiling. A few more times. The gaze comes forward, arms come up. Go ahead and cactus your arms, gaze up towards the ceiling. Really pulling your elbows down, reaching back up. Go ahead and draw your elbows down, bringing your gaze up, back and forth. From here, we're going to go ahead and come into half camel. You can bring the block to the inside or outside of your ankles, high, low, or medium, or you can bring your hand back towards your heel or a block, pressing your hips forward. Left arm stays up. Sweep your left arm down, switch. Left arm towards your heel or a block. Right arm sweeps up. Really pressing your hips forward. One more time through on each side. Right arm comes down to your heel or the block. Left arm sweeps up. Go ahead and release back down. One more time, left arm towards your heel or the block. Right arm sweeps up. Go ahead and sweep your arm down. You can keep that block there or set it off to the side. We're going to come to a kneeling stance, pressing our glutes into our heels. Go ahead and bring your hands out in front, doing a few cat-cows here. We're going to go ahead and round our spine, gaze towards your navel, hands to your knees. Go ahead and arch your spine, bringing your hands towards your hips. One more time through. Go ahead and draw your hands towards your knees, rounding your spine into cat. Hands towards your thighs, Gazing up, really pressing your chest forward, open your collarbone, and then come back to center. Sweep your arms up high overhead. Go ahead and bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Right arm comes behind you, looking over your right shoulder. Lengthen your spine, twist a little bit more. Sweep your arms up high overhead, switching sides. Right hand to the outside of your left knee, left arm behind you, gazing over your left shoulder. Lengthen your spine, twist a little bit more. And then reach your arms back up overhead. Go ahead and cactus your arms once more. Gaze up towards the ceiling, and then draw everything forward. Go ahead and come back to your tabletop with your wrists directly under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. Go ahead and release the top shoelace portion of your feet on the floor. Drawing a few hip circles here with your right leg. And then, of course, reversing the direction. And then gently setting your right knee to meet the left. Drawing a few hip circles here with your left knee, opening up that hip, and then reversing the direction. Release your left knee back down to meet the right. Go ahead and tuck your toes, bring your hands up, palm print forward, lifting your hips up, coming into your first downward facing dog this morning. Maybe pedaling your heels. You can lift both heels, lower them over to the right side for a nice stretch all along that right side body. Lift the heels, lower them over to the left side, stretch it along the left side of the body. Go ahead and lift your heels once more, repel them a few more. Biceps frame your ears. From here, go ahead and draw your heels back to the floor. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling, come in a three-legged dog. Bend your right knee, stacking your hips. And then go ahead and step your right foot in between your palms. From here, we're going to go ahead and release our back left knee to the floor or to a block. Bring your left hand inside the right foot or to the block. We're going to reach our right arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe circle out that wrist. Gazing up or down. We're going to tap the right hand towards left for 3. Reach it back up. And 2. Reach it back up. And 3. Go ahead and place your right hand back to the floor. Tuck your left toes. Go ahead and accept your right foot back. Press your hips up, coming back to downward facing dog. Repel your heels once more. From here, lower both your heels towards the floor. They don't have to touch. Lift your left leg up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. Bend your left knee, opening up your hips, stacking your left hip on top of your right. And then step your left foot in between your palms. Gently releasing your right knee to the floor or to a block. Untuck your right toes. Bring your right hand to the inside of your left foot or onto a block. From here, we're going to reach left arm up. Maybe circle out that wrist. Your gaze can be up towards your left hand or down. We're going to tap the left hand to the right for 3. Reaching up. That's 2. Once more. Reaching back up. Go ahead and place your left hand to the outside of your left foot. Tuck your right toes. Lift your hips, lifting that right knee. Go ahead and step your left foot back. Press up, coming into down dog. Repel your heels. With a deep bend in both of your knees, option to step or hop your hands to the back of your feet. Gently roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Roll your shoulder blades back and forward. All right, from here, we're going to, let's grab a sip of water. Always staying nice and hydrated. All right, we're gonna come into a little bit of a flow here. We're gonna go ahead and come into Warrior 1 with your right knee bent. Go ahead and bring your block towards your right foot. If you like to use your block, your left toes are facing out. Go ahead and draw your arms out to a T. From here, we're gonna straighten the front leg as arms come up overhead. Bend into that knee, arms come down. That's it, once more. Go ahead and bend that knee. We're going to come into extended side angle, reaching up. You can keep that right arm lifted. You can bring it to your knee. You can bring it towards your ankle. Bring it out in front. Wherever you're at, holding it for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and reverse your work. Keep that bend in your front right knee. Bring your left arm behind your back or down your left leg. Right arm sweeps up. Really stretching those fingertips nice and long. And then coming back to warrior 2. Go ahead and straighten that front right leg. From here, we're going to come in a triangle. Bump your hips back to the left. Extend your arms out in front and then tick-tock your arms. Bring your right arm down, left arm up. Continuing to breathe. Your gaze can be up or down. Really stretch those left fingertips long behind you. Option to hold it here. You can also bend into that right knee. If you like using a block, place it a few feet in front of your right foot. Coming into half moon. Lift that left leg high. Ooh. Flex your left toes. Try to keep everything nice and straight. You can have your left arm up to your hand. Whatever helps you flow wherever you're at. Holding that triangle or half moon for 3, 2, and 1. Gently bend into that front right knee. Coming back into warrior 2 here. We're just going to open and close once more. All right, go ahead and straighten that right leg. Forgot to reverse our triangle. Go ahead and bend backwards. Bring your left hand behind you, right arms up overhead, keeping both legs straight. All right, from here, go ahead and tee out your arms. We're going to flip the right toes in front. Grab that block. Flip the right toes in front. Flip your left toes facing out in front, coming into warrior 2 on the other side. Arms extend long to a T. Relax your shoulders down from your ears. We're going to bend and straighten that front leg as arms sweep up and down. 2 more. Coming up and back down. Last one. Go ahead and hold that bend, that front leg. Go and come to extended side angle, left arm to your left leg, arms up overhead. You can also extend that left arm to hover. You can draw it forward. You can bring that left arm down. Whatever works for you, wherever you're at, holding it for 3, 2, and 1. Hold that bend in the knee. Reverse your warrior. Tuck the right arm behind you or down your right leg. Left arm sweeps up high overhead. Opening up that shoulder. Go ahead and come back to warrior 2. Tee out your arms. From here, go ahead and straighten your front left leg. Bump your hips to the right. Tick-tock your arms to the left. And then go ahead and bring your left arm down. Right arm up. Really open up your shoulder here. Chest is nice and lifted. Really stretching your fingertips along the opposite directions. Don't rest your hand down. If you'd like, you're welcome to hold it here. Or you can push off into half moon. Bending into your left knee. Grab that block out in front if you need to use it. Go ahead and lift your right leg, flexing your right toes. Right arm can be up or to your hip. Whoop. If you fall out of it, that's okay. Just come back into it. It happens to all of us. Wherever you're at, holding triangle or half moon for 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring your left leg down, coming back to triangle. We're going to reverse that triangle. Tuck your right arm behind your back or down your right leg. Left arm sweeps up. And then coming back to warrior 2. All right, from here, we're going to hold that front knee bent. We're going to cartwheel down. And we're going to keep that right leg extended. Keep that bend in your front left leg. You can lower your right knee or hold it lifted. We're going to walk that left foot out to the side, making that left foot come to 10 o'clock, coming into lizard. You can rock forward or back. Again, you can lower that right leg if you'd like to the floor or to a block, untucking your toes. Really open up your left hip on this side. Maybe pressing forwards or backwards. You can also come down onto your forearms. If that stretch is good to you, you can also bring your forearms to a block. bringing that earth closer towards you. Whatever feels good to you in your body today. Maybe pressing your right hand to the floor, pressing your left hand to the inside of your left knee, and turning out your left knee, maybe looking over your left shoulder. Go ahead and bring your left hand back down towards the floor. We're going to straighten that front left leg and then bend into it. Really opening up those hips here. 2 more. And bend. Once more. All right. From here, if you have your right knee down, go ahead and tuck your right toes, lifting your left leg. We're going to step the left foot back, coming into high plank, and then step the right foot forward outside of your right hand. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on the right side, opening up your right hip. So option to keep your left leg lifted. You can also place that left knee on a block if you'd like to bring the earth closer up towards you. You can also release that left knee, untucking your toes from the floor. Your right toes are about 3 o'clock, so they're slightly turned out. Maybe moving your hips forwards and backwards. You're welcome to stay high. You can also bring your forearms down to the floor or to the block, opening up your right hip a little bit more. Maybe noticing how one side can be different than the others. That is perfectly normal. And realizing that everyone's body is a little bit different. Maybe your practice is a little bit different today than it was before. You also have an option to keep your left hand on the floor, bring your right hand to the inside of your right knee, gently and slightly pressing that right knee open, maybe twisting, looking over your right shoulder behind you. Go ahead and bring that right hand back down to the floor. We're going to straighten and bend into that right knee, pressing the hips back. And forward 2 more times. And forward once more. Go ahead and hold the bend in that knee. If you have your left foot down, go ahead and tuck your left toes. We're going to lift that left leg, stepping the right foot back, coming into our high plank. We're going to come into our first chaturanga, so keeping your elbows in. Also an option to come down onto your knees as you lower. We're going to lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release all the way down. Untuck your toes. Go ahead and come up to mini cobra, pressing your chest open. Release back down. Mini cobra, pressing up. Releasing back down. 1 more mini cobra, pressing up. Maybe releasing your palms off of the floor. Gaze remains forward. Go ahead and release back down. From here, extend your right arm out to the right. Go ahead and box out your left hand. Lift your left leg and draw it up and over the outside of your right body, keeping your right arm straight, opening up your shoulder and your hip. Go ahead and roll back to your stomach for the other side. Box out your right hand from your shoulder. Extend your left arm straight out from you. Lift your right leg and draw it up and over the outside of your left hip, opening up your shoulders, your hips. And then roll back to center, rolling onto your stomach from here. Go ahead and bring your hands underneath your rib cage, coming all the way up for full cobra, really pressing your palms in, doing that nice stretch all along your core, gaze up towards the ceiling, looking over your right shoulder, gaze back up towards the ceiling, looking over your right shoulder, gaze back up towards the ceiling, bring your gaze forward. From here, go ahead and tuck your toes, keeping your knees down or lifting your hips up, straight into downward facing dog. Pedal your heels once more. With a deep bend in both of your knees, option to step or hop your feet to the backs of your hands, coming into half lift, hands to shins, crown of your head pulling away from your body, back to a forward fold, and gently rolling all the way up. All right. Let's have a little bit more fun here. Go ahead and come into chair. Zip your legs together, bring your feet hip width apart, parallel, draw your arms up, bring your hips back, tucking your hips under, so no booty sticking out. From here, we're gonna bring both arms back, coming to a heel raise, lower, arms sweep forward, both heels raise, arms sweep back, bring it forward. Once more. All right, from here, we're going to hold the arms forward. In this position, we're going to swing the right arm back, bring it forward, left arm back, bring it forward. Keep it going. All right, go ahead and draw the arms up overhead. Swan dive forward. All right, lifting up slowly. All right, let's get into it, having some more fun. Go ahead and grab those weights. From here, we're going to come to wide second position with your feet wider than your hips. Toes are slightly turned out. How are we looking on time? We are good. All right, toes slightly turned out. Bend your knees. From here, draw the elbows wide behind your head. We're going to go ahead and lift the right heel. We're going to come into a squat, back to standing. You've got 20 of these with the right heel. That's 3 if you're staying with me. Chest is lifted. 4. Keep it going. 5. And 6. Shoulders stacked over your hips for 7. That's it. Right heel raised. 8. Keep it going. You've got 9. All right, you're halfway there on the right side. That's it. You've got 10. Last 9. 8 more. 7. Chest stays lifted. 6. That's 5. Right heel lower, hips lower. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Go ahead and release that right heel. Both feet are flat. Go ahead and bend deep into your knees. Now we're going to draw the same elbow towards the same knee. 10 on each side. If you're with me, that's 1. Keep it going. Keep the hips nice and low. That's 2. As you draw the elbow towards the same knee, stacking the top shoulder directly over your hip, over your opposite shoulder. Keep it going. You are halfway there. That's it. Slow and controlled. That's it. This is 7. You got 2 more on each side. Make it the best last 2 yet. 1 more. All right. From the same position, go ahead and come slightly back to standing. Lift that left heel. You guessed it. Now we're going to lower and lift. You've got 20 here on the left side, keeping everything symmetrical. If you're with me, this is 4. Keep it going. That's 5. And 6. Last 7. 8. And 9. 10. You got 10 more. Stay with it. That's 10. 9. 8. Left it. Oop. Left heel higher. Keep it going. That's 7. 6. Chest is lifted. Elbows wide. 5. You've got 4. 3. 2. And 1. All right, release that left leg down. Maybe shake it out. Go and draw your arms down by your side. Bring your feet back to hip width apart and parallel. From here, I'm just going to bring both weights to one arm because they're only 1 pound. Go ahead and bring your left elbow wide behind your head. Feet again are hip width apart and parallel. 1, both, or no weights. You can also use a block in your right hand. We're going to bend down, reaching that oblique, reaching your right fingertips towards your right ankle and back to upright. Left elbow remains wide. That's it. You got 10 on this side. If you're with me, that's 5. Here's 6. Think slower, more controlled. That's 9 and 10. Go ahead and come back to upright. Switch whatever object you are using to your left hand. Right elbow is wide, so with your feet glued to the floor. And 10. That's 9. You've got 8. That's 7. Top shoulder stacked over the bottom for 6. Bending further, that's 5. Really reaching your hand to the outside ankle for 4. And 3. That's 2. And 1. All right. Go ahead and come on down. Find your tabletop position. We're still going to use those weights. So once again, with your wrists under your shoulders, knees are under your hips, grab the weight, place it behind your right knee. From this position, pull your navel in towards your abs. Go ahead and draw your right heel in towards your glute, point the toes. We have a donkey kick to a fire hydrant. So you're drawing that right knee back in towards your left knee before coming into the second set. Full fire hydrant, draw it in. Full donkey, draw it in. We've got 10 on each side. If you're with me, this is 4 and 5. Keep it going. This is 6. Core is engaged. And 7. That's 8. Still going. Still moving. 2 more here. This is 9. And 10. All right, option to keep both hands on. You can also draw your left forearm down, keeping your right arm boxed out. We're going to draw that right leg up to the diagonal, so with the toes pointed, so with your right heel in towards your glutes to hold that weight in place. We're going to press back. So it's almost as if you're opening up that right hip. You're trying to tuck the right toe around the corner of your body. That's it. Keep it going. You've got 10 more here. And 9. Core is engaged. That's 8. And 7. 6. That's 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Still with that weight behind your right knee. We're going to come laying onto our left side body. From here, laying onto your forearm. Keeping the knees bent, keeping that weight behind your top right hip. We have a hip lift with the clamshell. That's 10. And 9. You got 8. And 7. That's 6. 5 more. And 4. That's 3. 2. And 1. All right, go ahead and release down. Go ahead and come back. Find your tabletop. All right, we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to work that left side. We're going to bring that weight behind our left knee, coming back into those full donkey kicks, full fire hydrant, wrists under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. Tuck your left toes, draw your left heel into your glute, pressing up, release it down to the right, and open out to the side. You got 10 here, 10 each. 1 donkey kick, 1 hydrant is 1. If you're with me, we're on 3. You can tuck or keep the right toes relaxed. This is 4. Your core is always engaged. Your back is flat. This is 5. You are halfway there. 5 more. Stay with it. That's 4 more. Keep it going. And 3. Last 2. 1 more. All right, either with both your palms down, you can also bring your right forearm down, keeping your left arm boxed out. Lift that left leg to diagonal. So with your left heel into your glute, we're going to press that left hip open, really pressing behind you, imagining that you're tucking your left foot, wrapping it around your body. Core is nice and engaged. Keep that left hip open. You got 10 more. That's 9. 8 more. And 7. That's 6. 5. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Release that left knee down. Go ahead and come onto your side. We have those hip raised side clamshells, still with that weight behind that left knee, coming down onto your right forearm, keeping both of your knees bent. Left elbow is wide. You've got 10. That's 9. Slow and controlled for 8. And 7. That's 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Go ahead and release it down. All right. Go ahead and grab a sip of water. All right. You won't use those weights, but of course you can if you would like. I'll give you options throughout. All right, we are going to come to a reverse tabletop. So your head is flat on the floor. Your knees are bent at 90, so your heels aren't in towards your glutes. Your legs aren't straight up. You want to keep those knees bent, adding more resistance, more core work just by holding it. Second thing, the closer your knees are towards your chest, the easier it's going to be. Option 2 is to keep your knees directly over your hips, making that perfect 90-degree angle starting from your hips. Next option is to extend the legs away from you. If you just keep your knees over your hips and then pull your knees away, pulling your feet opposite of the crown of your head, you'll already notice the contraction in your lower abs. Now, most important thing is you want your lower back pressed firmly into the floor. So if you're finding that you're arching your back up, if you have any pain, discomfort whatsoever in your lower back, or if it's not touching the floor, then you want to keep your knees a little bit closer in towards your chest or with your knees over your hips. Never compromise your form. Do what you can today. So whether it's your knees closer towards your chest, keeping your lower back pressed firmly into the floor, your knees over your hips, or extending your legs away from you, bringing your knees further from your chest. Whatever your position is, draw your elbows wide behind your head, and we're going to crunch up slowly, releasing back down. Reach up and back down. Keep it going. Elbows remain wide. You want your shoulders completely lifted off of the floor, so you're not drawing your elbows towards one another as you lift up and lower. Think slower, more controlled. Think it's just as slow as you raise up. You want to just as slowly lower your shoulders down. Full range of motion here, but we're just doing a crunch, not a full sit-up. Keep it going. So having your knees bent with your feet lifted is working those lower abs. Adding in that crunch is working in those upper abs. You can also always keep your feet flat on the floor. That is also another option. Feeling that contraction in your abs every time as you raise and lower the shoulders. Keep it going. Full crunch. As you crunch, hold it for a second and then release down. Keeping your chin off of your chest. Imagine you have a little clementine underneath your chin. You're trying not to squeeze that clementine. Elbows remain wide. That's it. Give me 5 more. Release. And 4. And release. 3 more. Stay with it. And release. 2 more. We're going to rest our head in 1. But of course, we're going to add on. Hold that crunch. Hold it there for 5. And 4. That's 3. 2 more. And 1. And 1. All right, go ahead and release it down. Still with your feet where they're at, with your feet hovering, your knees are bent at 90. You can draw your hands under your hips for more support. You can place your hands palms down by your side. You can cactus your arms to keep your shoulders nice and lifted. Your head is flat on the floor, gazing up towards the ceiling. We have a right toe tap. Keep that knee bent at 90. Draw it back over the hip. Left toe tap. Draw it over the hip. Double toe tap 2 times. Draw it up. Double toe tap. Draw it up. Once more. Keep it going. Right toe tap. As I say, once more. We're really going to do it one more than just one time. All right, double toe tap 2 times. Now, most important thing, as you all are going to know what I'm going to say, your lower back is pressing firmly into the floor. You're not extending your legs. We're not doing bicycles. You're keeping your legs straight. So that, we'll get into that. But you want to keep your knees bent. You want to keep that exact same position of your knee, that 90-degree bend as you tap your toes. So we're not extending them and bending. That's more into the hip flexors as well as the abs. We are simply just tapping the toes, drawing it back in with the hips, tapping the toes, drawing it back, double toe tap 2 times, pull it back, double toe tap. Keep it going. You can also always hold your hips, making sure that your hips are not turned away from you. You want them turned slightly towards you. Still going. Still moving. Right toe tap, draw it in. Left toe tap, draw it in. Double toe tap. Keep it going. That's it. Let's do this 2 more times once we finish this set here, just because it's so much fun working those deep ab muscles. Right toe tap, drop back in line. Left toe tap, back in line. Double toe tap 2 times. And lift once more. All right, 1 more time through. Right toe tap, draw it in. Left toe tap, draw it in. Double toe tap 2 times. And then we'll get to extend those legs. All right. So if you are dying to straighten those legs, now is your chance. We're just going to extend and bend. Keep it going. You can bring your hands, keep them down by your side. Of course, you can also keep them under your hips. You can hold those arms to a hover. Palms can be down or palms facing up. You can keep your head flat on the floor. You can also tuck your chin, lifting your head, gazing toward your toes, working into those deep lower ab muscles. That's it. A few more here. Working into those lower abs, working into the quads, bending and extending those legs. Just a few more here. Give me 5 more on each leg. And that's 4. And 3. 2 more each side. Keep it going. Legs long to a hover. Last one. All right, draw your knees into your chest. Curl yourself into a little ball. Maybe point, flex, or circle out your ankles. Feeling, plant your feet flat on the floor. We're going to zip our legs together. Zipping your thighs together, your knees together, palms down by your side. We always have a glute bridge, raise and lower. Squeezing your glutes at the top. Your feet are flat on the floor. Just doing a glute bridge, raise and lower. Your shoulders are pressed firmly into the floor. Keep it going. Really stretching those ab muscles. Engaging your core. Squeeze your glutes at the top as well as you lift and lower and the bottom. Keeping everything engaged. Keeping everything nice and tight. That's it. Just a few more. Go and hold the hips lifted. Go ahead and lift your right foot up toward the ceiling, straight right leg, strong point through your toes. We're going to tap down and lift. You got 10 on each side. That's 9. 8 more. And 7. That's 6. Keep it going. You got 5. 4. And 3. 2. And 1. Hold the hips there. Release the right foot to the floor. Lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Straight left leg, strong point through your toes. Lower and lift. That's 9. And 8. You've got 7. And 6. That's it. 5 more. Halfway. You've got 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Very nice. Go to release both feet out of the floor. Draw your knees in towards your shoulders. Roll yourself side to side if that feels good to you. Go and extend your feet and your arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe point and flex or circle out your wrists and your ankles. Gaze remains up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and come into happy baby, drawing your knees to the outside of your shoulders, maybe grabbing the outside or inside of your feet. You can also grab underneath your thighs, maybe rolling from side to side. Hold your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Extend your left leg long, grasping underneath your right knee. Maybe circling out your ankles. With your left hand, grab the outside of your right knee, pulled across to the left side of your body, looking over your right shoulder. Trying to keep both shoulders on the floor here. Drop back to center, switching sides. Right leg is long, left knee in towards your left shoulder. Maybe point, flex, or circle out your ankles. With your right hand, grab the outside of your left knee, pulled across your body, over to the right side, gazing over your left shoulder, maybe cactus or extend that left arm. Draw everything back in line. Draw both knees in toward your chest. Rock and roll yourself a few times like a ball before coming up to a seated position. From here, you can just stagger your legs out in front. Draw your arms up overhead. Cactus the arms, chest is lifted. 2 more times. Through gazes forward, arms up overhead, chest lifted. Draw the elbows down. Once more. And then go ahead and release your arms down, bringing your chin towards your chest. Maybe bringing your hands to heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed this. Again, this was Yogalates. My name's Amanda. Stretch as much as you need to. Drink plenty of water. Thank you all very much. Have a great rest of your day.